To gain better understanding of the design of the 4 domains within the Marzano instructional framework, this video addresses the intention and application of Domain 2, Planning and Preparing. A distinctive characteristic of Domain 2 is that it also serves as the 10th design question. Design question 10, what will I do to develop effective lessons organized into a cohesive unit, seeks to facilitate the thinking of teachers in using the previous 9 design questions. Planning and preparing for the intentional use of instructional strategies is a key component to achieving intentional student outcomes. Effective teachers organize for instruction through collaborative preparation efforts. The work of our PLCs helps to guide this process. When looking at the PLC guiding questions, they address necessary considerations when planning units and lessons of instruction. Effective teachers engage in specific behaviors in planning and preparing that impact implementation in the classroom. Domain 2 encompasses these actions. There are 3 categories of instructional strategies within Domain 2: planning and preparing for lessons and units, planning and preparing for use of materials and technology, and planning and preparing for special needs of students. Planning and preparing for lessons and units consist of 3 elements. Element 42, effective scaffolding of information within lessons. This is where teachers organize the content in such a way that each new piece builds on the previous piece. Element 43, lessons within units. Teachers organize lessons so that students move from a basic understanding of the content to applying that content in authentic ways. Element 44, attention to content standards. Ensuring that lessons and units include the important content standards and is sequenced in a logical manner. Planning and preparing for use of materials and technology consist of 2 elements. Element 45, use of traditional resources. Teachers identify available traditional materials that can enhance students' understanding of the content and determine how those materials might be best used. Element 46, use of available technology. Teachers identify the available technologies that can enhance students' understanding of content and determine how those technologies might best be used. Planning and preparing for special needs of students are highlighted in 3 elements. Element 47, needs of English language learners. Element 48, needs of students receiving special education. And Element 49, needs of students who lack support for schooling. Within these elements, teachers identify adaptations and accommodations that must be made for the unique needs of their learners. As we reflect on the elements within Domain 2, let's consider the following questions. How does Domain 2 connect with our work in PLCs? Which PLC guiding questions relate to specific elements in Domain 2?
A suggested activity teachers can do as a faculty, as a team, in a PLC, or as a department is to go through the protocols for the 8 elements in Domain 2. The protocols for Domain 2 can be downloaded on the Office for Professional Development and School Support's website under Teacher Evaluation. For each element, have a discussion as to what sources of evidence could be provided to demonstrate your implementation of each element. This activity will provide you with a better understanding of Domain 2, as well as some ideas as to the sources of evidence you could provide for each element. At this time, please pause this video so you can engage in this discussion. After you have compiled your group's list of evidences, please play the remainder of the video for some common sources of evidence. Now that you have had time to look over the protocols for Domain 2 and have engaged in professional discussion over the sources of evidence that could be provided, here are just a few of the common sources of evidence for Domain 2. Please note this is not a checklist nor an exhaustive list of sources of evidence. Planning conferences or similar dialogue with teacher, pacing guides, curriculum maps, teacher's artifact PowerPoint, game, templates, etc., student artifacts, direct classroom observations, lesson studies, lesson planning, documents including group lessons planning, common assessments,
For additional resources pertaining to Domain 2 of the Marzano Instructional Framework, please reference the Office of Professional Development and School Support's website.